and welcome back to my channel. This is Sandra Ferrari with Real Estate Investing. I am so happy that you could tune in to be with me this time. And I am welcoming anyone who's new to my channel. Welcome to the community. I am glad that you could join me today. If you have never been, like I said, welcome. And if you have a friend you think this could help as well, please invite as many people as you can, because this is an important issue I'm going to talk about today. Yes, one of my favorite books. I love to read. And one of the books that I remember reading when I just graduated college, which I talked about before, but it's just the impact this book had in my life, the lessons that I've learned from this book. It affects not only my life, but the way I conduct myself and the way I decided to live and provide for my family. And the advice that I've gotten from this book, that's what I wanted to go over with you today. So let's just dive in and let's build wealth together. Yes, let's build wealth. This is why we're here. Not just being rich or have money saved somewhere. We need much more than that. So let's go right in. So today I'm going to talk about a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. This book was written by Judge S. Clason. It was written a long time ago. I remember reading this book and I thought when I was reading it, it was the time that it was written because it applied to my life. One of the very first lessons he told us is to save money. He says to set aside part of your income for savings. Do you know how many of us do not save? I have friends of mine that I speak to. They tell me, Sandra, I have a little bit saved, but I have a 401k I contribute to, and I'm glad at least that's something, right? But I'm asking themselves, do you save anything at all after what you have? Well, I'm not so sure. I just have a little bit. And the question I always ask them, what will you do if there's a rainy day? Because if you need the money right away, by the time you obtain that money from 401k, you may or may not get it. It may take a little while, but you may need the money now. What are you going to do? So save money to me is important. The reason I say that, I know a lot of you are saying you're in debt. So please try to get rid of those debts, but do a little saving as well. Yes, it's important. And the second lesson that I've gotten from that book is to control your spending. We live in a material world. And that's why I used to love this song by Madonna. I'm material girls. That's who she is. And that's who we are too. This is the lifestyle that we are being brought into this world. Living here in America, you learn instant gratification, nothing for tomorrow. But we have to learn to control our spending. And it's all a mindset. Don't think I didn't spend a lot. I used to. But I learned a long time ago to start curtailing my expenses, to control it. I'm in charge. This is not controlling me. I'm controlling my spending. Don't spend more than you need. No, it's not necessary. I'm not saying not to get something to make you feel good, but nevertheless, think of the future, now and the future, because you're building your legacy. So you see, this is one of the things that I've learned is to control my spending. It's not easy, but there's going to be a step that you're going to take. And you're going to say, I decided today to control my spending. If you need to go get that latte, let me tell you where I work. There's this coffee shop that everyone goes to. It's very expensive. I used to go there to myself and I said, Sandra, do you need to do that? You can bring your own chocolate. I love chocolate. I will bring my own chocolate because I already have the bag at home. Why should I spend almost $7.95 for a small cup? No, control your spending. It could be all that. Try to see 5 days a week if you still go to work 5 days a week and see if you can spend it. Yes. That's a saving. That's controlling your spending. Now, the next thing he said, and this is what I wanted to focus, the third lesson that I've learned from that book is invest wisely. My dear friends, invest wisely. Some of you are good in stocks. I say go for it. If you know what you're doing, do it. I have one of my friends who's an accountant. That girl is amazing. Listen, this woman, she watches the stocks. I don't know how she does it. She watches the stock market and she's making money. She understands it. If some of you do, you can do that, do it. If you have to get a broker to do it for you, do it. But if you can do it on your own, I would say go for it. I'm not that savvy. I'm not that bright like her. I cannot do it. I would have someone to do it. So I invest in real estate, something that I understand. I took my time though to learn it, to understand it, what it entails. I do my due diligence so that I don't fall into any pitfalls. Yes, I try to avoid them. That's why he said invest wisely. I've done so many investments. I've gotten myself involved in so many, and some of them weren't so wise. I'm being totally clear. I've done some investments that were not so wise. So you need to protect your investment by investing in something that will bring growth. And real estate always bring growth. Even if the market, I know you're going to say, well, it could go down. That's true. You can't hold it. And what's not good for you anymore, another investor is going to come in, it's going to buy it from you. So no worries. You can always make money on something that you have because what's not good for you is good for someone else. So ensure that the investment you make is going to grow. Now, also, you have to avoid risky investment. That's what he said. George said that. And I said, well, Sandra, I already made that mistake. Yes, I have. I've undertaken some projects that I wasn't supposed to be into it. I've invested with other people I wasn't supposed to invest. I've listened to people I wasn't supposed to, but I went in, no one forced me. I wasn't under duress. Therefore, I made that choice and I've learned from that. So avoid doing risky investment. If you don't understand something, learn how. If it doesn't make sense to you, perhaps you should talk to your broker, talk to someone who's savvy before you make that investment. And one of the issues that he brought forth, one of the suggestions that I remember George brought forth, he said to own your own home. And nowadays, when time is so difficult, it's not very easy for someone to own their home. But if you're able to do so, I would say do it. Don't hesitate, do it. Because it's your own dwelling and make it a profitable investment. Because your home, it could be a liability, just like Rich Dad Poor Dad says. Robert Kiyosaki says that, but deep down, it is an investment. Because my own home, I have used a line of equity from there by refinancing and pulling money out to get some investment. So that liability, I turned it into an asset, actually more than one asset. So if you own your own home, you can use that. Make it a profitable investment because anything you are going to do, you're going to invest in or being involved, ensure it's going to be profitable. That's the lesson I've learned, my friend. And one last thing is don't forget to protect your future income. And that is the reason I listen to my broker who advised me to get life insurance. Yes, to protect yourself, your family, and your assets. Whatever real estate investment you have, ensure it's under an LLC. Even if you've gotten into your name, you can get it into an LLC. I've done that. I've done a quitclaim deed. Learn about the state that you're investing to find out how that's done. Get an attorney. I've spoken about this. If this is not your forte, get the right party, the right people to assist you because you can do this. Go and do it. Don't hesitate. So if anyone has not read this book, I would suggest that you do read it. It's The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. The lessons are valuable. You have to read it. And it's a very flat book. I know there are several versions. The one that I have was flat. I remember it was a fast read. I used to ride the train. I would take it and read it. I think in one day I finished that book because I couldn't put it down. The lessons that were being provided were so true, opened my eyes. And I hope it could do the same for you. So grab that book and read it. And leave me your comments if you have already read this book. Tell me what you think, what you've learned, what you've done since you've read this book, how it has affected your life. Put your comments below. And if you found value in what you're listening here, I would simply ask that you like it, share it, and subscribe. I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.